Hello everybody, it's Liam here, and today I'm going to be going through a full cold email basics doc. I've been sending cold emails for about a year now. I've worked with about 5 to 7 clients across the board, and I've sent about 75,000 cold emails in the last month or so. So this is basically everything condensed into a doc, and I'm going to be putting all my teachings, my learnings, everything I've kind of figured out. I'm going to throw it in here, and I guarantee you should be able to make money after this. And I won't waste more time. We're gonna get right into it, and this is going to be pretty raw, unedited. We're just gonna be me talking. So hope you can pick up a thing or two from cold email. So cold email basics. The goal of cold email. You're always trying to figure out why you're doing something. If you're watching this, you're probably running some sort of B2B company, and you're basically trying to get meetings. So cold email is by far one of the most effective ways of getting clients. It's completely automated, scalable, and cost effective. The idea behind this doc is to turn you into the terminator of cold email. So you won't need to worry about when/where your next client is coming from. And if you don't want to make money from this doc, you either read this to the end/watch it, or read it to the end/watch and don't implement it. So it's your kind of funeral type of thing. It's kind of like when you buy a book from the store, but now this time you're kind of investing your time, which is exactly what you're doing. And you get to the end and you don't do anything. Or like if you're watching this and you're like, I watch all these like self-improvement videos, and don't get me wrong, or like the business videos, and it's like, oh, okay, we're actually going to do something. You don't actually do anything. Yeah, just don't do that, and you should be okay. But without further ado, it's time to turn you into the terminator of cold email. So, what is cold email? Is the first question. So you need to figure out what you're actually doing. So I went into Wikipedia, and they said a cold email is an unsolicited email that is sent to a receiver without prior contact. Yeah, fair enough. They didn't actually know what you do, so pretty good. I asked ChatGPT as well because I was like, ChatGPT knows everything, doesn't it? A cold email is an unsolicited email sent to someone who has not previously had a contact with the sender or has not expressed prior interest in the product, service, or topic being discussed. The primary goal of a cold email is often to initiate a business relationship, generate leads, and make a sale or build a connection. That is a mouthful. And yeah, this is basically this, but just with extra words. And then my definition is it's the best way to make money in 2024. And like I genuinely think that like if you're trying to figure stuff out, it's a good strategy to start. I'll go through why. So on a real note, cold email is the sacred art of understanding how to get strangers to be interested in your stuff via direct response copywriting in an email. And it's really, really broken. What I'd like to say is like I say copywriting in an email because I've started doing kind of some manual Instagram DMs and Facebook DMs because like I need to fill up my time with some like outreach and basically actually doing outbound. And I realized that the tactics that I learned from cold email is just transferable to that. Like I literally do the same things and it just kind of like works. So like I put email here because it's just in an email, but you could literally be like cold DMs and just like substitute DMs. So yeah, it's stupidly broken and it's basically a cheat code. I guess the best example I can give is if anyone here has played GTA or has seen it, and or like any of like those like games back in the day when they literally let you cheat, and they had like the the cheat codes online when you can go like up, up, down, or whatever, and you get like superpowered and you're invincible. Yeah, so that's what it feels like. So, who does it work for? If you're a B2B agency owner, a business owner, sorry, and you want to generate leads for disgustingly cheap, you should probably invest your time into finishing this document. When does it work? Year round, bar weekends and holidays. Don't be that guy emailing on a Sunday, right? Today is the 22nd of September. It's currently a Sunday, or is it August? Oh shoot, I actually don't know. I think it's September. It's currently a Sunday, is what I'm trying to get at. And yeah, it's currently a Sunday. So, and most people don't work on these days unless you're a little like you're a freak or something. But yeah, unless you're like an owner or something, most people don't work. So just don't be that guy emailing on like Christmas Day or something. I remember, funny story, last year I was sending cold emails. It was pre-Christmas Day. It was about it wasn't St. Stephen's Day. It was like the day before, so the 23rd. And I remember on the 26th, so it was the 26th, it was the day after Christmas Day. Bro, someone came back to my cold email. I was like, what? It literally responded to my cold email. I nearly like died on the spot. I was like, I'm not even working, and I work a lot. So I'm curious if it'll happen again this year. But last year, that's what happened. So identifying your offer. Before you begin blasting people with emails, the first thing you need to figure out is if cold email is the correct strategy to get clients for your business. The reason being is there's a few types, well, two types of offers in the world: demand capture versus demand generation. Props to Daniel Fazio. I don't say he coined it, but like it's just like general like business knowledge now, and I learned off him. And so basically, if you want people to buy your stuff, people need to be interested in your product. So if people buy off interest, then how do we know what our offer is? Like let's say you go to the shop, right, and you buy so like food, right? Say food in general, right? You're interested in the food, and why are you interested in the food? The reason being is because you're hungry, right? So there needs to be kind of like a desire in the product. And the best way of putting this is, let's say you go into the shop, right, and someone comes up to you and they start like rubbing like chocolate in your face, and they're like, do you want this, do you want this, do you want this? Like, you obviously don't want it. Like, you're going to go in and you're going to try find something you want. So that's a demand capture offer. So when you go into a shop to buy food, like, are they looking for what you provide? So it's like insurance, websites, automation systems. This is where like you can't really go to someone and be like, I can build you a website. I think there's some examples down here of that people offering that. Yeah, here. Like, people are just coming to like, we are an Indian-based web design company. I'll get to this in a second. But like, no one cares, right? If you can build them a website or an automation system or insurance. They only care about this stuff when they personally care about this stuff. So there's like a buying window on this. So that's like a demand capture offer, and this is basically you get people for this via like branding and basically making content and ads. Ads is a good one as well. Demand generation is you can make people want what I'm offering. So the best example of this I always give is cold email lead generation. Like, I can literally go to people and be like, I can get you 10 extra meetings a month with cold email lead generation. And it's like, oh, sure. Like, it's like, okay, like, I'll take 10 extra meetings a month. Like, why not? Like, you can go to people and be like, yeah, so do you want this? And they're like, yes. It's not like, it's very difficult to describe, okay? But it's just like, if you can either make the money, save the money, or save them time, that's a demand generation offer. There's a few others, but those are the like B2B basics. So UGC, ad creative, lead generation. It's never one or the other. It's always a scale. It's always a scale. So demand capture can only sell when they're looking for it, which is again websites, etc. Demand generation can sell it to someone even if they don't know what it is, right? So that's literally like that. This is the basics of like business in general. I'm going through this because this is like the basics of cold email, and I'm just gonna let people kind of like marinate in this and like figure it out. So cold email only works best, we'll say best here, for demand generation offers. If you do demand capture, you're going to have to send a lot of volume. The reason I know this is another story, I guess. I was running cold email for a branding agency, and maybe in 2020 or 2019, the offer would have ripped because people had so much money, but like, they had so much social proof, and I was following all the best principles. But it's a brand. They're offering to brand them. You can't generate demand for that unless you say something like, I can get you to the top of your industry, which they can't. So basically, I'm pretty sure I sent like 20K emails and I got like 0 positive responses. That was bad. That was ages ago though. And I still remember that because that hurt. So the ICP, ideal client profile. So you now have your offer and what you're kind of selling to people. So your ICP is basically who you're selling to. So from the dawn of cold email, there has always been spammers. The people that get a list of 50,000 people and let the emails fly, and they just let it go. And they're like, okay, I'm going to buy a bunch of domains and I'm going to scrape a massive list off Apollo, everyone I can think of, right? And you just let them fly. And honestly, it probably works. Yeah, you've probably seen them. You probably are them. It doesn't work. So it looks like this. I hope you're fine. We're an Indian-based design development company, PHP development, blah blah blah. Like, I'm not gonna read this. what I'd like to know is, this is just, if there's anybody watching this that has stats on this, I want to know how many emails these guys are sending and how many, like, what is their response rate. I actually really want to know, because like it's crazy. So just don't be these people. And here's how to fix this. And just basically just don't be an idiot is the best way of putting this. But know who you're targeting. Roofers, SMMA, fintechs, etc. For me, it's digital marketing agencies. Obviously, I work with, like, lead generation is not industry like specific, where I only run ads for them, but it's generally digital marketing agencies. I have some PR agent, like PR. Yeah, that's majorly it. That's pretty much it. Qualification criteria. So this is a general qualification process. Revenue, headcount, technologies, position, industry, location. You can get pretty granular with this. This is just like some high level stuff. So like revenue is, like, for me, is like minimum 20K a month. Headcount is like, I don't know, if you're doing 20K, I'd be looking at between 3 to about 15 people. Obviously, I want people with more money. Technologies is obviously one thing. So if you're running an ecom email marketing, they need to have, like, be using Klaviyo or something, or like they need to be on Shopify. Um, their position, obviously, you want to be reaching out to owners like basically all the time. Like there's really is not a time where you want to be going above that, unless the company headcount is like pretty large, like 500 to 1,000 plus. The industry is obviously industry, and location. So yeah, that's pretty simple. Can you find them by email? So this is also another problem I've run into when emailing for people. Why is there two apostrophes? I'm going to remove them now. This is great and all, but can you contact them by email? Roofers are always on their phone, so you should call them. Like, they're always on job, and if you call them, like, they'll pick up their phone. Um, SaaS are always on their laptop or in their email, so you email them because they'll obviously be working on whatever the SaaS they're doing. Influencers are always checking out their social media, so you send them a DM and they'll pick up the DM. You can pattern interrupt them by, let's say, like DMing them and then, I don't know, doing like a multi-channel outreach where you then email them, because like influencers don't get cold emails because like their email probably isn't up unless they obviously have like a business entity attached, which is a whole different thing. So do your due diligence. Automatic qualification. Oh yeah, so this is an info one where automatic qualification process if they have certain criteria. For example, if they're on LinkedIn as a roofer, they're serious. So that's like a good way of kind of knowing. My mouth is getting dry, so I'm getting some water. I just made a mess. How lovely. Continuing on. Leads list. So this is where I source leads lists without spending hours looking for them. So the best way, I like to segment like my leads list via local versus global leads lists. And like, you now have your offer and you now have who you want to target. So you need to, and you figured out that you can reach them by email. And you need to figure out where to get the people to contact. So certain companies can only be found on Google Maps. This is a given, but that automatically disqualifies them nearly all of the time. Like, if they don't have a site, socials, or an email, like, what are the chances you want to deal with them? And don't give me that crap of like, oh, they don't have a site. Let me like offer them a site. If they don't have a site, right? They're not looking for us. They have no money. Like, it's just one of those things. If they're not on social media and they're not looking to get on, they have no money. Like, you need to understand this. Like, this is something I picked up. These are like signals from the market that these guys don't care about what you're giving. Oh, this is an unknown link. Lovely. The best databases I've used for local businesses, Google Maps. So this is supposed to be instant data scraper. Data scraper. So I'm going to take this here and just pop it in so I don't forget later. And all this is this is a way of, yeah, instant. Lovely. And we'll just put the link in here. Editing on the fly. So all this is instant data scraper, which I'll go to here. It's a free scraper that scrapes the entire web. So the best way I can go about it is I literally have it here. So if I click it, right, it opens up a tab and it looks kind of like this. So it doesn't support data extract. Okay, right, this is a bad example. Let's go to Apollo. So if I go into Apollo, right, and I log in, so it'll bring me in, and this is a really good kind of example because Oh, I should bypass some of this stuff. Right, while we're waiting for that to load. We also have Lead Swift. It gives you data on their online tech presence, and this is about 25 per month. So they have some pretty good pricing. This also brings links. I have like links and all this. So if I come into search, right, this is what the instant data scraper does. So this is a search I was doing on this, and you have all this kind of like data. There's another video on my channel, by the way, of how to like do Apollo searches and like how it works and how to get it for like really cheap. But if I run this, right, so it'll look at this page, right, and it'll locate all of this data, right? And then what it will do is it'll ask you to locate the next button, and then you find the next button, and you bring it back up, and then you just start crawling. And then look, it'll start automatically crawling it. It is so broken, right? And then like you you just keep getting data. Look, so this is a whole different thing, but experiment with that. It's completely free. There's no reason not to look at it. I use it for like a lot of the stuff. So Lead Swift is just another like database I use specifically. It's good for finding service-based businesses and yeah, generally service-based businesses, and there's a lot of data. And D7 Lead Finder is just like if you want pure volume, like just do this, just do that. So global databases is next. So this is for local like leads. If you're looking for kind of global leads, now you're going on like a larger kind of scale. Like the global leads won't really be on D7 or like Lead Swift. Like a SaaS isn't really registered like as like a thing on Google, so or like Google Maps. So global databases. Most databases are just using LinkedIn as the source. So if you want the most updated information, it's there. So to scrape LinkedIn, you can run tools like Phantom Buster, TextOut, and Apify. I'm not going to go into this just because that's like an hour or 2 hour video in itself. But go have a look at them, play around with them. If you want to do cold email, this is stuff you should know. Then there's other databases. These are cheaper, and this is what I usually use, right? So Apollo, main enrichment, the tip. So, okay, Apollo is basically this, right? It's amazing, and it can be extremely expensive. And let me show this actually. So Apollo can be extremely expensive, right? And I think it's like 99 for like 10,000 leads or something. But if you run Export Apollo, you can do it for $1.5 for 1K. Insanely cheap. Like I had that wrong. It says 3. It's 1.5. I can't count. A Fiverr, if you want to run like kind of smaller searches as well. Warp Leads is good for kind of bulk emails as well. Like they built it off Apollo, it's the same thing. BuiltWith is software. So if you want to see if basically someone is using like, how do I describe this? Like Shopify or Klaviyo or like kind of like extensions on their site or like GTM or like ads or like a Metapixel, see if they're running ads and stuff. Run it with BuiltWith. You can run LACTAC looking for SaaSes, like specifically SaaSes. Clutch for service platforms. So there's a bunch of these. Just have a look at them. Again, it'll all be in the doc if you want to look at it. And it like you can just click it and just open it up. So enrichment. There comes a time in every cold emailer's life when they realize you just start losing leads. It's impossible to get everyone's contact. Like it's just impossible. If that was like if you could get everyone's contact, you would have one of the most what's the word, valuable skills in the world, because you can just find everyone's email. Like it's just that sauce itself for so much. So this isn't a big deal if you have a big TAM of like 1 million. So let's say you're going after doctors in the US. There's so many doctors in the US, it literally does not matter if you lose like half. You're going to be emailing for at least like 5 to 10 years, even if you're running like a couple thousand a day. Like you're just never going to run out of doctors. So that's fine. But if you have a TAM of 10K, so you need to understand that if you have a smaller TAM, so I was working with someone that was only targeting local leads and they wanted only hotels inside a certain area. I had a tiny TAM, right? When you hit that point, like that's a problem. And if you have a TAM of 10K, this is where problems rise. Your goal is to get as many emails from this list as possible. And this is where enrichment comes in. So let's say you pull the Apollo list, right? And if I change this, right, there is ones where unavailable. So instead of getting access to the email, you have ones that are like email not found. You can still find those emails. So email finding tools I'm running. So these work by taking a domain name and the name of a person you're looking for and looping through every possible combination you can find. For example, mtos.com, which is my site, and Liam Yak, which is my name. The possibilities are endless. So Liam Y, Liam Yak at mtos, Liam at mtos.com. Send me an email here. If it's a cold one, make it good. So yeah, I'm just gonna drop that in here. You're probably gonna find it anyways if you're determined. Just don't spam me, etc. So once the server finds a match, they return it, and you now have a valid email. So that's all the system does. It just keeps looping through all the possible thousands and thousands of combinations. And once it finds one, like obviously it just returns it and you can then email it. So as you can assume, this is like extremely expensive because like if you want to run 1,000 iterations for a single email and you want to do that like 1,000 times, you're going like it takes a lot of like server load. So for a few sites, drop contact is one, clearout's another. They have a built-in one, find email, and Toomba. So these are all kind of like you can try locate their emails. Again, if you have a smaller TAM, you're only like targeting, I don't know, investment bankers inside the US or something, and they're only doing like 50 mil, you'll probably have like a pretty small amount to work with. So there's tons. Just look up email enricher in Google. You'll be fine. So the next thing is waterfall enrichment. So waterfall enrichment is basically when you take all of these and it's inside a workflow tool. So like Clay and Bitscale. So these are kind of like big Google Sheets with lots of APIs kind of hooked into it. I'll have another video / like doc coming out about this soon where I like go through the whole process. But you have an option where you can automatically run it through a few sites above. So it'll run it through like drop contact and it'll be like, okay, yes, then we stop. No, then if it's no, then we put it through clear out. And if it's no again, then we put it through find email. And if it's yes, then we stop. Or if it's a no, we could put it through Toomba. This way, you can definitely like it's a high hit rate to say the least. It's a high hit rate. It's extremely expensive, but if you're working with a tiny list of high value prospects, silly not to. So domain enrichment in Apollo. This is by far one of the cheapest ways of doing this. Most leads lists that you work with will give you the domain name of the company you're working with. With Apollo, with Apollo, you can enrich the domains. So you only get contacts of the people that work in the company. So this is a really cool concept where, like, let's say you want to find everybody that works in Apple, right? You just get the Apple site domain and you just put it into Apollo. So this is a video going through it. It'll be on the channel. I'm not going to go through it now because, well, there's a quick TLDR, but like if you want to actually know how to do it, you should probably like go like watch the thing. Because it's a good skill. It's a really good skill to know. So, but the quick TLDR is you get leads from a source, filter ones without emails, you open Apollo, go to the search, go to companies, domains, take the URL, go to Fiverr, or export Apollo, and voila, you now have a verified leads list. That's basically that's what it is, right? With this method, you're not going to get all the leads. Your best bet is to take leads with no emails and use one of the first two methods. So the idea is like if you won't get it all when you run it through the enrichment. So if you run it through this process and then afterwards anybody that like emails don't exist, you can then put it through this one here, like these processes here. Ooh, I'm going to highlight these processes here. So this is like it gets pretty in depth, right? Like if you want to stay surface level, where are we looking? Just use these databases, right? This is if you have a small TAM, right? And you want to know this, but it's good to know enrichment processes. So email validation, this is another one, very simple. Basically, emails are bucketed into a few main categories: valid, invalid, catch-all, unknown, and risky. You only send to valid emails. So the tools on the market is like Million Verifier, SMTP Verifier, and Clean Email. There's a bunch, like it's just one of those things. But the reason it's kind of like this is when you email someone, and there's a few reasons. So like one is like maybe their inbox is full, or maybe they have like a spam blocker and they think you're spam or something, or you're sending images and links, right? It can like block the server, it can like bounce. But how do I describe this? So if they're invalid, that means the email just doesn't exist. So the way this would work is, let's say someone set up a Google account, so like Liam at mtos.com. The database people, like Apollo, they take the databases, and then the person shuts down their business, right? That email is still like there, but it's gone. So when you email it, it bounces. And then that flags Google. And Google are like, so you just emailed someone that doesn't exist. And if you do it a lot, they get really angry at you. And they'll take all your money and shut down all your accounts. But that's that. A catch-all is probably your worst enemy because people set it up so that when an email catches all, it'll take any emails and it'll direct it all to one. So if I had like an info@mtos.com or a sales@mtos.com and the two of them forwarded to my liam@mtos.com, the problem arises because when it catches it, those emails are still valid, but then it forwards it to another domain. And let's say liam@mtos.com is shut down or they've quit the company or something like that. Like that's a problem. Like that's really a problem. So you only send the valid emails. You need to like understand this. Like you only send the valid emails. Like please understand this. You'll ruin your emails. So you can validate catch-alls and unknowns. It's just expensive. Tools on the market are Scrubby and Catch-all. Honestly, if you're just beginning, just know they exist and don't use them. There's no point again, unless you're working again with a super high quality, enriched like campaign. So yeah, so email sending platforms. So let me get this right. So you have your offer, you know who you're selling to, you now have the leads, and you need to now contact them. And you're not writing them manually by hand. If you're doing that, fair dues. Fair dues. You're not writing them by hand though. I'm gonna center this because it's kind of annoying me. Right. There's so many email sending platforms nowadays after the success of Instantly and Smartly. So these are the two kind of big bosses of the market currently. So let me list a few: Sales Handy, Reach Inbox, Quickmail, Woodpecker, Mistrika. Those are just a few, and no disrespect to them all, but like just use Instantly or Smartly. There's a reason they're like everyone talks about them because they're the best in the market and they innovate the fastest. So you're paying for the fact that they innovate the fastest. And it's good that there's two, because if there's one, they just jack up the prices. But like these ones are kind of like they compete with each other, and these just compete with each other. Like just don't pay attention to these. Well, you can. I'm gonna recommend one or two, but basically Instantly or Smartly is what I'm trying to get at. So the reason why is yeah, they're the best in the industry. They may cost more, but the cost is just more justified. And I'll say I personally use Instantly, but they both do the same thing of getting emails from A to B, kind of like comparing a Ferrari to like a McLaren or something. Like it gets you to A to B. So just flip a coin and sorry, HI. Just flip a coin or something and pick, and you have more important things to be worrying about, which is we'll be getting into that in a second. So funny gif. Right. So best practices. Before we begin, there's a few best practices that you should be aware of. Why? Many people struggle with getting their emails delivered, often facing issues like spam filters. If you don't reach the inbox, and everything else you do or have done before this and or after this will be useless. Poor reputation is obviously another one. So if Google assume that you are a spammer, you're not getting in the inbox, right? And there's no point. And if they don't see your email, what's the point in going through all this effort? Full stop. These best practices aren't set in stone, but ideal. So here's the list in no particular order, right? Lower than 2 to 3% bounce rate always. Like I'm getting probably a 1%, which is fine. So that's out of every 100 emails, I get one bounce. And a bounce is just when the server comes back saying like their inbox is full or this person's email doesn't exist. 1 in 100. So no links in the emails. Don't email general email like at Gmail, Outlook, etc. Domains from pork bun, providers Google or Microsoft. I will go into that later. No images, more than more than a 4 email sequence. Don't do that because you'll get marked as spam. Target people that don't need what you do. So if you sell like ads and you're targeting, I don't know, that's a bad example. If you're selling automation services and you're selling it to an automation agency, like they'll just mark you as spam because they're like, we're an automation agency. It doesn't work like that. Blacklist check. So MX Toolbox blacklist. So this basically is, let's see if it'll bring me. I'm gonna grab some water while we wait. So if I put in like mtos.com, there we go. It'll tell me if I'm blacklisted. And if I'm blacklisted, that means I'll know this domain is just dead. Dead in the water, don't touch it. So do that for like domains you buy. If you think a domain is fried, use that. If you need to warm up domains, so minimum of 2 weeks warm up. Have a spam words Like if you have spam words, you're not landing in the inbox. So like you see this. So this is a spam checker by Mail Meteor. It's like, I'm a financial consultant. Financial is a shady word. Guaranteed 5%. So it's an overpromise, like urgency, ASAP, and all this stuff. Dear friend, unnatural. Who says dear friend in an email? Fair enough. So just use those. That's really all you need just to see. No spin taxing. So I'll get into spin taxing and like what it is kind of like later on as well. ChatGPT. So if you don't know, just ask ChatGPT. Again, I'll go into it later on. Send 100 emails from one inbox or 100 plus from a domain. So yeah, so just don't be, okay, actually that's wrong. It's not 100 plus from a domain. That's 100 plus send. So it's about 225 plus. So each domain, the way each domain works is awesome. Right, we're back. So if you send 100 emails from one inbox, you're gonna get fried because Google is gonna be like, this person is unnaturally sending thousands and hundreds of emails. Or if you send 225 plus from a domain. So this is a mix of between outbound and warm-up emails. So the way this system works is, like the way Google particularly match it is, they base it off your percentage sent to spam reply rate. So that basically means, like, let's say you send 1,000 emails, you get 10 spam complaints. You now have a 1% spam reply rate or whatever. So the reason between the warm-ups is all instantly and smartly than all the other platforms do is they get lots of emails from hundreds and thousands of different like people, and they put it all into a single pool and they send emails to each other. So that just means that it mimics like real time behavior basically. And yeah, so basically 225 plus from a domain, and that means that's 3 inboxes with oh no, it's 150. Why am I saying 225? 150. Yeah, so if it's 150 plus from a domain, so that's 25 sending outbound to new people per day, and then 25 warm up. If you don't track open rates and not having DKIM, DMARC, and SPF. So this is like the shackles you put on. It's kind of like your ID. So when you like go through airport security and you have your passport and you stuff, like it's just one of those things, right? Just don't do that. Like it just checks and it makes sure like you're not spamming. These are the general best practices that you should be following. Here's the video explaining further if you get lost. So how I master like cold email inbox deliverability. So you should definitely have a look at that. It'll like explain all of this. So that's like all kind of from that. So I'll dive into the email send limits. So the sending limit is 75 emails per domain. So this is outbound, 3 inboxes per domain, and 25 per inbox. That's wrong. It should be 50 per inbox. And this should be 150. Wow, I cannot do maths. So this means that if it's 50 per inbox, this includes follow-ups. Oh, yes, 25. No, correct. So this doesn't include the warm-up, which I was explaining earlier. So I know some people got lost in that because I just got lost in that. So here's the breakdown. This means each domain, so this is an individual domain, will send 225 emails per day across 3 inboxes. Each inbox will send 25 cold emails to cold prospects each day and send 25 warm emails to warm-ups each day. You'll have to kind of wrap your head around it. So that means, okay, wait. This is supposed to say 150. I don't know where I keep getting 225 from. I think it's 75. It's 150. I'm going a bit mad. So warm-up emails. What is warm-up and why do you need it? This is essential to understand in cold email. So all email platforms have a warm-up pool. All this does is it sends fake emails between different accounts from other people. This shows you're a person to other providers. Why does this matter? When you cold email someone, you engage 3 things in the backend: your IP, your domain, and your inbox. So this is kind of like the relationship, guys. Okay, I'm gonna get into it now. You're gonna really love this example. If you don't understand it, then you're not a person. Right? So IP, inbox, domain. If any one of these is off and it doesn't include all like 3 of them, it's a failure, right? So personality, looks, what's the last one? Personality, looks, I don't know, money. So these things have something called a reputation. If any of these are wrong, the whole process doesn't work. Let me tell this in a different way. Imagine you cold approach, you walk up to, God damn it, and cold approach a 10 out of 10 girl, and you just ask for a number, nothing else. She's never seen you before, talk to you, with no recollection of your existence at all. She's gonna reject you. Okay, this is like the basic fundamental laws of the universe. Unless you're like some god at like talking, right? Maybe that's you. Okay, you can come back to Earth now. Okay, so let's try a new approach. So day one, let's say you walk up to her, introduce yourself, build some rapport, don't act freaky. Day four, she now knows your face, so you can have banter, you can have fun, you can start joking around. Okay, day seven, you have a longer, drawn out conversation. So basically, you can like talk and like get into some stuff like, do you read books or something? Or it's like, do you have a life? And it's like, you already asked that. You just be like, what do you do in your free time? So day 11, making eye contact now, well, texting. So you're like, I've got her number or whatever. Oh wait, that doesn't make any sense. You can't text. Maybe DMs, who knows? Instagram. And day 14, then and only then do you ask for a number. Now, that's never going to happen, but I'm joking. I love you guys. Just replace the 10 out of 10 girl with your prospect's inbox and replace the process with warming up your inbox. I hope you understood that analogy. So, and then once you, the part that isn't mentioned is the fact that once you do this process, you can do this to every girl after that. So that part we will not consider because that is the because you have to kind of like restart. Don't do that. So mid-doc motivation. Go ask that girl out. So perfect. So now we're on to copywriting. So this is like the bread and butter of cold emailers. This is where masters are made. I'm not even joking, guys. You can do like everything else I've highlighted. Open the film strip, please do. Yeah, so everything I've highlighted, everything else here this is all doable by VA. This is actually all doable. So you do not, like, you're not special if you can do this. This is the basics, okay? You're not special. But if you can write copy, this is where you differentiate yourself from the crowd. This is a skill that actually takes time to understand. So if you're not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but if you're the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. So basically, you're gonna have to write a lot of emails. I've spent a lot of time writing emails. So you're going to need to write a lot of emails. I'm going to provide you with rules and a general outline and even templates at the end. But this is the part where people give up. So if you ever get over this, like if you can get over this wall, you can generate meetings on autopilot. Like I'm currently running campaigns that are getting like positive responses at like sub 200 email sent. It's disgusting if you can understand this. So with that out of the way, let's get it right. Let's get right into it. So the general rules of thumb to follow, 50 words long. So if you can do sub 50 words, ideal. So I think sub 50 words is this one. Yes, that's correct. I never understood that. Like those, like the crocodile signs. Primary school got me tweaking. Okay, I'm talking about them more than you. So 2 to 1. So be like them is like you, and then like you is like I. Like I can help you, or we can help you. So that's 1 to 1. We can help you get X amount more. So that's like 2 to 1. So highlight benefits as well. So basically, don't talk about what you do as a service. Okay, there's like a time and a place, and it's not here. So the frameworks I follow the most: intro, so like a probing question / general personalization; offer, what you give them / risk reversal; case study / extra proof; CTA simple, so like a simple action to take. So low friction CTA. I should probably put low friction. I'm going to remove that. But basically, low friction CTA. So let's break it down. So the intro is very basic. It's like, I'm going to close this because it just gives me more space. So pretty basic. Don't overcomplicate it. I saw you were in charge of companies, marketing. Very simple. Saw a company was based in location. Saw the reviews you guys got from area. Okay, this is like your intro. It's just like a general kind of like mass personalization. You will have to run some list segmentation. So like if need be, you can definitely like chop and change your list. So you only pull people from, I don't know, like Texas or something. You're like, saw a company was based in Texas, right? Or you could have a spinning syntax where like Apollo gives you a list and everybody's in a different location. You just kind of change it. Very simple. The offer. Ooh, I'm lagging a bit. So this is where 80% of the effort is. So if you have a bad offer / shit offer, you get just bad results. Okay, I'll give you the universal framework that I've seen everywhere. We can help company do X in Y time without X, risk reversal, right? Very simple, okay? But like not everybody's offer is going to fit into this framework. So example, we can help Apple add an additional 30% in online sales within 3 months, and we work on a performance basis. We can help Samsung do 20K extra per month within 3 months or your money back. It's simple. People try to overcomplicate it. Like it's not difficult, okay? It's just like you can do this for them and this is what they get. We can help Samsung do this, this, and this, or your money back. It's simple. People try to overcomplicate it. Yes, some high level tactics. Oh, some high level tactics to package it. I'm going to do this. Paid ads, end-to-end roofer system, AI agents, 24/7 AI lead gen system. So if you want to write an offer, what you can do is you can give it the way that, how do I describe this? No one cares about Facebook ads, okay? Literally no one cares. No one, like, they're so numb to it. Like maybe 2014, they were like, oh my God, you can give me it. No one cares. So you just don't say Facebook ads in your email unless you're going to do one for them for free, which I'll get into in a second. So case study. This can be standalone or mixed in with the offer. So Apple Edition generated an additional 30K per month using the system. Case study. We can help Samsung do 20K extra per month within 3 months of your money back. Apple used the system to generate an additional 30K per month. So it's like, it's like case study. Like it's just proof. I'll go into it. There's another doc, which is it'll be somewhere linked, I think. We'll see. But basically, like a lot of copywriting is basically making them realize that the offer is like actually feasible for them, and case studies is one of them. So CTA is the next one. So make it easy to say yes. So you want them to have a yes/no response. Like you can't have it be, so where would this work in your business? And the reason that doesn't work is because like then I have to think. Do you want people to be thinking when they reply? It's like yes. Like, will this work? Yes. Do you want extra 30K? Yes. If they say no, it's like not interested. Like, okay, fine. You don't want an extra 30K. Not my problem. So, would you be interested in learning more? Can I show you how we can do the same for you? Worth a quick chat question mark. So, very, very simple. So, a tip here is looms. I'm just going to make this bold because it looks nice. Looms are extremely broken. Can I send over a video of how it works? The reason being is it's low friction. Someone just has to say yes. And you can send over a video of basically what you do and how it works for their business in particular. The only problem is it's so low friction that sometimes when you say it and they say yes and you send them the Loom, they just run away and they don't respond to you. That can be a problem, but it depends on your conversion process, etc. All this wacko stuff. So that's a whole different thing. So an example, hi first name. So you're the owner of company. We can add 20 qualified meetings to your calendar each month with our end-to-end niche. So let's say they're a roofing system. Case study tried it and added X in revenue. I've recorded a quick video about how it works. Mind if I send it here? It's very simple. It's very easy. It's very streamlined. There's nothing too complicated. It's like, I can help you do this. Are you interested? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Right. I will say that once you understand the basics, you need to dive even deeper to get like strong results. But this is the general kind of like basics of cold email. So variables. Variables are essential part of cold email. You've been seeing me use them in this document, like company name. So what is a variable? Simply, it's a part of an email that changes for each prospect. So here's an example. Hi first name to hi Liam. I can help company name. I can help. That's supposed to say Apple. Whoopsies. I can help Apple. So it's just how it works, like that. It's pretty self-explanatory. The magic happens when you mix it in with AI, which I'll have more videos coming out on that soon because AI is the bread and butter of my entire business and like the backbone behind it. But it's not about me, it's about you guys. So spintaxing. The spintaxing is next. So spintaxing is just the act of spinning syntax. So what the hell is that? Long story short, it's really good for not getting flagged by email platforms, because if Google sees you sending the same email like the same amount of times, like they start getting kind of like this person's kind of up to something. So the best example is hi Liam, and it turns into hi, hey, hello. So this means Each email has a 33% chance of being put in the email. Each word has a 33% chance of being put in the email. So the idea behind this is when you run something like this, it'll have, if you have, let's say, 3 here, and then 3 here, and then 3 here, and then you have like 4 here, and then like 2 maybe, you have like, I don't know, that's probably, we're looking at 60 to 100 different combinations already. Like, you need more than that, but yeah, it's nice because you just won't get flagged by spam. This is now 3 different variations to not get caught. Do this a few times for a few words and you should be fine. Tip, just use ChatGPT. So next is liquid syntax. So this is syntaxing on steroids. So this is a more advanced version of syntax. It follows the same principle of changing with the email. There's just one difference, it's dynamic. So let me show you. Example, CTAs generally look like this. Open to learning more, or when suits for a quick call. This works, don't get me wrong. It actually really does work. But with dynamic syntax, it looks like this. So I use instantly. So this is instantly's dynamic syntax. Smart Lead has a different one. Every single one kind of has a different one. Let's set up a time to talk. This, right? You can look at this. I'm not going to go through this, but this basically means if it's Monday, it'll output, let's set up a time to talk. Which time is better for you, Tuesday or Wednesday? If it's Wednesday, the output is, let's set up a time to talk. Which time is better for you, Thursday or Friday? If it's Thursday, it'll be like, which time is better for you, Friday or Monday? The idea is, you can set it up so that when you send the email out, it has a different day each time, and it changes via the day, and you can change it for different things. So can you see how powerful this is? Because it just looks like a human wrote it. Like, it's like, do you have time tomorrow to have a chat? You can actually put in the day. So every platform has a different kind of syntax. Go learn it. Don't be an idiot and be like, I don't think I need this. Just don't be an idiot, okay? Just stop being dumb. So, subject lines. The whole point of a subject line is to get them to open the email. That's it. None of this 5-word jujitsu bullshit that is supposed to influence them to open the email. Now that we have them out of the way, here's a list of subject lines to use. So quick question, first name, quick Q, first name, company name, question mark, hi, first name, company name X. You can look at them, use whatever you want. Also get creative. Again, this is just the basics. You're going to have to run through and like invent your own stuff. Like, I have my own stuff that like I just run myself because it just like works. This isn't a one size fits all in the cold email. These are just templates. A/B test them, see what your industry says. Because at the end of the day, the market is always right. And that is like the truest business lesson I've probably ever learned. The market is always right. So I'm going to be honest, I need a drink because like this is getting kind of long. I don't know how long we've been going for, but it's been eventful. So lead magnets is next. The person in business that leads with the most value wins. Example, person A, are you open to a quick call? Person B, can I make 3 ad creatives for you for free? Now, let's imagine you're the person receiving this email and it says, are you open to a quick call, or can I make ad creatives for you for free? Like, you see the comparison here, okay? So person A is taking, person B is giving, right? Use ChatGPT to find good lead magnets. Don't give away an ad audit or an ebook. The first one is they don't trust you for an ad audit. Like, who actually cares? Like, maybe you can generate them an extra 5K if you just look at their account and like tweak some shit up. But like, they don't know you. Again, back to the girl. It's like, can I meet your parents? It's like, no. It's just a bad idea. So nobody cares also about an ebook. I guess the best way of putting this back to the girl example is like, you go over and you're like, okay, so I'm not going to buy you dinner, but would you like a chocolate bar? And they're like, nah, well, maybe, but like, nah, not really, you know? Or maybe you come over with, I don't know, maybe you actually give her an ebook, who knows? But the lead magnet has to be perceived in helping them make money. If it doesn't, then don't do it. Like, it literally has to be perceived in helping them make money. Like, I'm running campaigns for someone right now. Their lead magnet is, I'll make you a free ad creative. Like, it's a free ad creative. Like, it's a free ad creative. It'll make the money if they run it, you know? There's ad fatigue and all that stuff. So just prompt GPT. I run a type business, company / agency. What are examples of lead magnets I can provide to cold leads to get them more interested in my service? The lead magnets should be so valuable that they would pay for it usually. Very simple. It's not difficult at all, right? So follow-ups. So this is lead magnets. This is actually very important. I'm going to be honest. You have to mix and match it throughout kind of like everything, and definitely have a look at that. So follow-ups. There are two types of follow-ups: the automated kind in the sending platform, and the other one is when they send a positive reply. I'll go into positive replies later on in the module. So automated, aka sequences. I usually recommend one initial email and 2 follow-ups equals 3 in total. So this is like your initial email where it's like, hi name, we saw you were the owner of company. We can help you do X in Y time, yada yada. Are you open to learning more, right? That's the first one. That's the initial email. And you need 2 follow-ups after that. It's due to so if you're providing value in every email, or if you're not providing value, you're going to get marked as spam. And you don't want to get marked as spam, trust me. It's very basic stuff, just bumping the emails up to the top of the inbox. So the reason for my email the other day is that we can help you do X. Case study, tried it and did X, open to learning more. Or, hi name, remember that time when you replied to my email? Me neither, let's make this first, regards, first name. So, very simple. I'll be getting into positive replies later on, So humor. I was writing this, I was auditing this before, I think it was this morning or yesterday, and I was like, humor is not a bad one to throw in maybe. So this is going to be a quick module, but the more pattern interrupts you can put your prospect in, the better. In the follow-ups, say some funny stuff like this. So follow-up 1 is like, this is the one we put up here, but hi name, remember that time when you replied to my email? Me neither, let's make this first. Right, that's one. Another one is like, why is it so quiet? Like you can send GIFs and emails. Don't send images or videos. GIFs are fine. Let me see. Awaiting your fair but stern reply. That's another one. Not here to get married. Just want to see if you're interested. If you're interested. There you go. Like just some funny stuff. Like just be creative. Like have a life. Have a sense of humor. Just don't be boring. Be creative. If you're not, just use ChatGPT. So response handling is now you're a professional cold emailer. You have the lists, you have the sending softwares, you have the scripts. The scripts, the software, the leads. Sorry, that's the last one. And then you're getting responses. So how do you respond? It's pretty easy. There's just 2 things you need to know. Make it easy to book. I'll explain that in a second. And do it within 5 minutes. 5 minutes is like the time to lead, or as we call it, like TIL, time to lead, TTL, time to lead. Wow, I just know it's called time to lead, TTL. So try to do it within 5 minutes. Naturally, like you're busy. Like it's not like a golden rule, but like just ideally, like if you're running an inbox manager, just give them like the standards. So the whole point of an email is to get them on a call, not tell them about your service or what you do or pricing. You want to call, like just get them on a call. Okay, frame it in a way where they benefit. There's 6 main responses. Here are some templates. Positive, people saying I'd love to know more. Hi name, great hearing back from you. Personalization, so reference their site. So it's like one of them was like, I saw you call yourself the CBO, which is the Chief Beard Officer. I think that's pretty cool because he ran it was like a beard company or something with like skin stuff. And it's like, are you open or free? I'm going to put an extra bracket there. Are you free day at time or day at time? You propose exact like days / times for stuff like this. Or if they don't work, you can grab a time here. So then you insert links. So this is your calendar. So make sure you always have a calendar. And this is what I mean by make it easy to book. You give them a time. If it doesn't work, then they can book, right? You don't just send a link, or you don't just send a link is what I'm trying to say. So you either give them times, or you give them times and you give them a calendar. Like both work. Regards name. A/B test this if people respond better to a specific time or just proposing a day and letting them choose. So like this is like one of those things where it's like, are you free like Thursday or Friday? And you don't give times. And some industries react better because it's just like industries are weird, man. Industries are so weird. This is info, so people wanting more information on like about what you do. So hi name, great hearing back from you, company info, website, pitch deck, etc. So if this is interesting to you, are you free day at time or day at time? Or if they don't work, you can grab a time here, insert link in text, regards name. So very simply, it's just something along the lines of that. And yeah, like it's just very simple. It follows the same kind of framework, answering the question. If someone gives a positive response or asks for more info, you can follow up with them forever, like legit forever, till they tell you to go away or sure or not now. When I say forever, I mean like 10 times, okay? Because that's probably like 6 months of following up. Because you run it like every 2 days and then every like 3 days. No, every like 5 to 6 days, and then weekly and then bi-weekly and then monthly. If you run 10 times, like over 6 months. It's just like basically have them on roll. So negative, just add to a block list. Out of office, you can add them to a subsequence or just leave it. I just leave it. It's just like, hi name, sorry you're in office, you were out of office till date, would now be a better time to get in contact. Very simple. I don't know about Smart Lead, but Instantly has like an AI out of office checker. So if it's marked as out of office, it'll know when to restart the lead inside the software, which is very cool. Come back to me, place a time in the calendar to get back to them. Hi name, sounds good. I'll jot you down, follow up around date. People are like, I'm busy now, or this actually isn't a good time. Please come back to me in like a month. So you do that. Referral. So this is an interesting one where they're like, hey, I love how this works. I'd love to know more, but like, like I'm not the person you want to be targeting. Here's the email to my CEO or something. You're like, so then you forward the email, introduction by full name. So if it's like Sarah Donnelly or something, I don't know, like Apple. So it's like, hi Sarah. No, wait, refer full name is like Sarah, right? And then hi, Terry, right? So hi Terry. Sarah suggests I contact you to discuss the email below. Let's set up a time to talk. Which time is better for you, day or day? So it's just pretty simple. Just showing that like you got sent over and it works, converts. And then so now we're on to so now you've figured out the response handling. So technically you could go off and do your own thing now, but there's a few kind of things missing to say the least. So A/B testing. A/B testing is by far one of the most important parts of cold email. The reason being is you have zero idea what the market wants unless you've done this before a lot. So like certain industries, i.e. digital marketing, I've written the scripts for. I know what gets people to kind of like tick, right? But you only know this because I A/B tested it, and I'll show you a few examples. So you don't know what the market wants. Zilch, nada, nil, diddly squat. Like you don't know what they want, right? This is why the market's always right. So just A/B test it. Like again, you see patterns after a while, but like sometimes I'm writing emails and I'm like, damn, really? Like that's what gets people to reply? Like it's crazy, right? So whoops. So now what you do is you A/B test in cold email. Subject lines, offers, the industry you're targeting, the copy, opener, body, case study, CTA, order. Since there's 100 and a billion things that you can A/B test, this isn't something I can like just teach you, like just off the rip. It's something you learn over time. So just for context, I had a client that did ads for ecom. I wrote 17 first emails, 17 different angles. This was like my first ecom client. I remember this. It was like I spent so long writing them, and they all didn't work. Literally every single one of them didn't work. And guess what? I kind of understood those angles didn't work because they didn't care. And the campaigns are now ripping. Like I'm telling you, they're ripping. They're doing. I think last I checked, it was like positive responses every sub 400 email sent. So they're ripping. Um, I had a client with campaigns that didn't book a meeting for 2 months. Then one day I changed the script and list and 4 positive responses in one day. Like it was insane. Like some of these things, like I didn't realize. So just A/B test. Like the lesson is just to keep A/B testing, unless you have a terrible offer, but just keep A/B testing. If you don't know how or what to A/B test, here are a few YouTube videos on writing scripts for clients. They're all here. Have a look at them. They're pretty long. They're like an hour long each. So you'll get a pretty chill idea of like the frameworks and how I like go about things and like kind of differentiate it. So definitely have a look at that. Yeah, so main KPIs / key performance indicators. So you've done all the hard work. you've done the response handling, you've set the leads list, you've done the copy, you have the software, you have everything kind of like set up. It's all like pretty and it's all like mixed up. But now you don't know if it's like you've done everything, but like what is like KPIs you should be hitting? Is something broken? Like you don't know if, let's say, 10% reply rate is incredible, or like a 5% is good, or if it's like kind of like eh. So like all very valid questions, right? Awesome. So here are the main metrics I would be tracking. So response rate is like 2 to 5%, and if it's less than 1, I guess, percent, you'll be hitting spam problems. And the reason being is when you're sending cold emails, you're at least getting some people that come up to you and they're like, I actually don't want to buy your stuff. Please remove me from your list. And that's basically what you're looking for. When it's between the ranges like 2 and 5%, you're like, okay, this industry is like, it's like they don't really like what I'm selling, and at least I know that. But it's also kind of malleable in the sense that certain industries, i.e., cough e-com, gets hit so much. they they are so tired of getting hit with emails that they just won't respond. And in that industry, the reply rate is lower, and that's just like generally how it is. Or like if you're offering SEO services or something, I think everyone's seen the SEO angle, so it's just one of those. The next one is email sent to positive reply rate. The reason for this one is you need to actually know if people are interested in your stuff, or if it's a framing problem, if it's an offer problem, if it's an industry problem. Like there's a few different metrics you have to like A/B test and see if it's right. But emails sent to positive reply, 500 to 1,000 for one reply. You're looking kind of like you're in like kind of the green zone-ish, should be all right. And then email sent to meeting book rate is also the next one, because obviously the whole point of cold email is to be sending like like emails, if that makes sense. So it's like emails, and you want to be booking calls. So like if you're not booking calls between like between 1250 and 2500, you should be getting at least one meeting. So just think about that. If you send 2500 emails, you should be booking at least one meeting, because that means you're getting at least like 3 to 4ish positive replies. So that's what I recommend. You should only really calculate these when the campaign is done. And the reason being is the metrics can be kind of skewed, where the initial email will get the most interest, and then the second email will get less interest. And if you're running a 3-step sequence, you get kind of like less interest after that as well. And yeah, that's kind of the main reason. And then once you've done like sufficient volume, around 1 to 2K, like leads contacted, like a complete sequence. So if you're contacting 2,000 leads with a 3-step sequence, that equals around 6,000 leads. Like once you're kind of done that, like you'll be fine. you'll see the metrics, and you'll know if your campaign's like just bad in general. So yeah, it's just one of those things. And here, okay, we're back. Something decided to break on me, but everything is up and running, and we will continue. So here's why. Response rate. This means that my emails are landing in the inbox. And if that's the case, I know that that's not a problem, because once people are seeing the email, that's one of a few problems I have sorted. The second is email sent to positive reply rate. This means there's an interest in my offer and people want to know more. So like if I'm getting a lot of responses and they're all negative, it's good information, because that just means the market doesn't want what I'm selling. So I either need to change up like the way I'm framing the offer, maybe changing up the offer entirely, maybe changing up who I'm contacting. Like it's a lot of metrics you can just kind of like shift around. And then email sent to meeting booking. This is a predominant like of this. It kind of shows your like how strong your CTA is and what people are kind of thinking. So this highlights interest levels, conversion from positive responses to bookings. If you track anything else, it's a vanity metric, so just don't do it. I can get a 90% open rate, but good job. Did you book any meetings? You get the point. No, don't track open rates. It hurts deliverability. The reason it does that is because when you send an email and it has, let's say, like you're tracking open rate, the way these softwares do it is they put a pixel / a piece of code inside the email, and when it's opened by the recipient, it sends like a signal back to the software. But Google and Microsoft can see the little kind of like pixel thing, and obviously when they see that, they're like, okay, so this isn't like this is just a tiny piece of code sitting inside this email. Like it just doesn't work like that. These are just guiding metrics. If you have an incredible offer, you'll see better numbers. If you have a bad / saturated offer, you'll see worse numbers. So just like don't take it as gospel. Just take it as like I need to do research. Be original. Use your own discretion. So here's some bonuses. Email examples I've used that printed meeting. So this is ecom skincare, offers Google / meta ads, guarantee / risk reversal, performance basis, case study, yes. Hi name, saw you were a key decision maker in company names marketing. We've built out a plug-and-play system for skincare brands that has crushed for our clients. It works so well, we sold our company. There's a name here. I just have to whitewash in 4 months and sold out our own skincare brand in 2 months. Case study. Can I show you how we did it? CTA. So this ripped, booked calls, a lot of responses. I'm pretty sure I ran out of leads though, which was the problem, but whatever. Niche, local hospitality. Offer social media and ads, guarantee / risk reversal, none. Case study, yes, can't use names. So, hey name, so you guys were based in area, so I figured I'd reach out. Intro, my name is, I said Liam. We're a local agency based in area. We've helped a similar client boost sales by reaching an additional X amount of people last month. Pretty sure we can do the same for you too. Offering case study. Ooh, I'm currently getting McPhee. How do I make this go away? There we go. Would you be free to meet up for a quick coffee on O'Connell Street, or would a quick phone call work better? So that's just like showing we're like local area. So obviously that's one. This is local clinics, Botox, hair transplants, etc. Social media and ads, guarantee risk reversal, none. Case study, yes. Hi name, found you guys online when looking for clinics in company / city. You guys seem like a fit, so I figured I'd reach out. This is intro. We've built out a system for businesses like company name that generates 5 to 15 adequate donor hair clients with realistic expectations each month. Didn't even have a case study in this, this rip. Open to learning more about over a quick phone call. So that's the CTA. So congratulations, you're now a professional cold emailer. That's literally like everything. I expect you to begin implementing this for your own business. Yeah, if you don't, then you're just wasting money. And there's just one last thing. Done for you cold email lead generation. If you're a digital marketing agency doing a minimum of 20K per month and you don't want to do this yourself, which is like a lot of work, book a call. But that's up to you, but do it. But look, I hope you have a great day. And if you actually found value in this, do spread the word, share it around. Again, all links, documents will be in the description below. And also, yeah, I have socials on X as well. There's a lot of stuff you can do, but subscribe and I will be posting more of this long form like content that 100% is going to rip and 100% make you more money. So goodbye and good luck.